For the 2014 FIFA World Cup, Nike launched this commercial.
Even the greatest players of our time make mistakes. They take too many risks. After all, they're only human. But what if they weren't?
The clip shows Ronaldo and the best players in the world being replaced by robots. So we wondered, how realistic is that scenario? Man versus machine. It is the dramatic conflict of our time, the inspiration for many epic books, movies and series. Humans have a tense relationship with machines. No wonder we are trying to compete with them.
Am I scared of a stupid computer? Please, the computer should be scared of me.
And where better to test the limits of the human body, mind and spirit than in sports? In 1997, the Deep Blue computer beat chess world champion Garry Kasparov. It was a milestone in the history of artificial intelligence. Around 20 years later, this happened.
The victory of a program over a human in the ancient board game Go has sparked intrigue and, in some cases, concern. It shows that a machine has approximated human intuition and outsmarted the best human brain in the game. It's something that scientists hadn't expected to happen for at least another decade.
While succeeding at board games is certainly impressive, what about football? We have all watched these clips of overexcited engineers showcasing their little robot players, only to be disappointed by the lack of skill. But their mission is actually to beat the World Cup winning human team by 2050. While the idea of Ronaldo being replaced by a robot seems to be far-fetched today, AI is already changing almost every element of our society. And by AI we mean artificial intelligence. When you unlock your phone, watch Netflix or drive your car, AI is everywhere. It's just a matter of time before it fully arrives in the sports industry. So how are artificial intelligence and robotics going to change the game? We are gonna break it down in 3 chapters. So first of all, why is this important and what's all the fuss about? When Google's DeepMind beat the world's best Go player, it was the first time in history that we were able to witness general-purpose AI. Let us quickly explain what that means. Go is an ancient Chinese board game. It is incredibly complex with way more possible moves than in chess. Actually, more moves than there are atoms in the universe. That means that the computer cannot calculate all the possible future moves and then simply go for the best one. There is not enough processing power in the world for that. Just have a look at how AlphaGo learns how to play Breakout. After playing 100 games, the system barely knows how to play it. But after 600 games, the system found the best strategy of hitting the ball behind the wall. This is general-purpose AI in a nutshell. It learns how to play the game by mimicking the learning process of the human brain. It can practically learn any game with enough data and by playing against itself. Now that we know artificial intelligence can beat humans at Go, the question is, can robots also beat humans at football? Football is actually a much less complex game than Go, so it's possible that AI could learn to play football at a high level much sooner than we think. In fact, there are already some signs that this is happening. In 2022, a team of researchers created an algorithm that was able to learn how to play football by playing against itself thousands of times. After just a few days of training, it already developed some sophisticated strategies. For example, it learned to keep the ball in its own half of the field, to make short passes to its teammates, and to shoot at the goalkeeper's weak spot. These are all strategies that human footballers use, but the algorithm was able to learn them much faster than any human could, because machines can learn from experience much more effectively than humans. But there is one big difference between playing chess, Go, or virtual football. In real football, you have to move. So on top of calculating the right decisions, the robot also needs to be able to move in a dynamic environment. And as easy as it is for us humans, a simple movement like a walk through the park is a sheer computational nightmare. This brings us to Alan Turing, the pioneer of AI. In a famous paper written in the 1940s, Turing argues that, in order to achieve artificial intelligence, we should focus on building a complex robotic system. This system should be capable of roaming the English countryside and learning to improve his movement from his experiences. He realized that with the technology available, it was impossible to actually implement his primary idea. Today, however, we can build such systems, so why not try it? For decades, robots have been seen as a production tool. Controlling the stiff mechanisms of mass production with the finest possible precision has long been possible. The car industry would not exist today if robots had not been used to bring down production costs. But this focus on production has prevented us from seeing robots as a tool for science. At the production side, there is no need to cope with dynamic environments. The systems have been built heavy and stiff in order to complete one task, no matter what. This is not the kind of environment that we have to face in sports. To play football, robots must be lightweight, flexible, and equipped with high-resolution sensors. In a nutshell, this environment or application is the exact opposite of what the production environment was. But take a look at this robot from Boston Dynamics named Atlas. Taking a walk in the park should be no problem for him. He can even do parkour. So what will happen when you combine the artificial intelligence of AlphaGo with this parkour robot from Boston Dynamics? There are some fascinating use cases of how AI and robots bring athletes to the next level that might be a hint to what we can expect in the future. Look at this so-called exoskeleton. The devices are already used in rehab after strokes to teach precise movements. The human therapist grabs the arm inside the exoskeleton and performs a movement to stimulate the patient's muscles. This movement is recorded by the exoskeleton and then repeated. Over time, this therapy slowly brings back the muscular activity of the patient. And now consider the same process, not to teach a stroke patient how to move his arm again, but to develop the perfect forehand in tennis. The exoskeleton registers the movements of the player and any divergence from the optimal trajectory. Then it would smoothly and sensibly correct its movements until the optimal technique is reached. Of course, this kind of robotic coach will never get tired, have a bad day, or be bored by the slow learning of its student. The athlete will always have the full and personalized attention of the system and train at any time he wants. This is a vision yet unrealized, but let us assume for a moment we have these AI-enabled robotics and we could use them for sports. What would be the result? Some experts say it could lead to the next evolutionary step in human development. We would then enter the age of the Homo digitalis, an era in which the human brain is challenged to cope with a virtual world that requires new principles and laws. Athletes would be able to sharpen their skills like never before. In this scenario, robots wouldn't replace human athletes, but help make them better and explore the limits of human potential. The simulation of sparring partners could be another game changer. Instead of just studying the next opponent at Wimbledon via videos, you could simply tell your robot coach to mimic his exact playing style. Imagine if Federer could have just told a robot to mimic Nadal's topspin. He probably would have developed his backhand even quicker. But it is a two-way street. There are also some serious risks with this coaching approach. With assisted motor skill learning, as in the rehab scenario, we lose the ability to actively explore the possibilities of our bodies. We constantly perform the same task over and over again. But it is important to also make mistakes and go beyond the perfect movement. Otherwise, there's no way for the nervous system to learn how to handle problems. But used the right way, artificial intelligence and robotic coaches will be able to push human athletes to the next level. It is very likely that robot trainers will be employed soon by top athletes in high-end, money-driven sports like football or basketball. And they might lead to completely new tactics. At the Paralympics, exosuits and prostheses already demonstrate how technology can boost performance. It is only a matter of time before para-athletes can run faster and jump higher than those at the Olympics. It will be a new era of athletes. Some will just train with robots, some will have computerized body parts, and then there will be robot athletes. In fact, there are already the robo-games. the largest gathering of robotic athletes in traditional sports, offering competitions in football, basketball and, well, fighting to the death. The Robo Cup is trying to develop a football team of robots that is able to compete against the best human football team by 2050. And it is very likely that they are going to succeed, and robots will be able to replace Ronaldo. It's not that hard to build a robot that sits on the bench anyway. Another sport that is considered to benefit from robotics and artificial intelligence is Formula One. Of course, cars are already developed with AI-informed designs, but there could be more ahead. The simplest departure from business as usual might be a human driver controlling a full-size car through a remote interface. In 10 years, this could allow drivers to take more risks without losing all of the drama and costs of collisions. Teams could save the budget by eliminating non-essential team travel and competing remotely. The purist among you will hate the idea. Taking away the risk might take away what it means to be a race car driver. However, drone races already work like that and pull significant crowds as well. Although in both cases we are not really talking about robotic athletes, but machines that are still handled by humans. But would you watch two machines competing against each other? And if a robot beats a human in arm wrestling, does it even matter? People watch sports to watch the surprise, inventiveness and skill of human effort. It matters to human athletes whether they win or lose. Machines might one day surpass humans in terms of speed and strength. But what does that mean without the emotional reactions that sports evoke? As exciting as the opportunities of robotics and artificial intelligence sound, we must be careful not to erode the purity of sports. Otherwise, we might end up in a future where human sport and robo sport are divergent and break apart something that today brings us together. But by developing robots and AI tools with sports in mind and vice versa, it will push the boundaries of what is humanly possible and build a better, faster, stronger and more exciting future for athletes, spectators and beyond. If you want to learn more about how technology will change sports in the digital age, check out our main source for this video, 21st Century Sports by Professor Sascha Schmidt. Talking about innovative technologies, this video is part of our Business Athlete series presented by Shopify. In each video, we explore the story of athletes who took their talents from the playing field to the boardroom and entered the world of business to create something beyond their sporting career. Shopify is the perfect partner for this, because all the athletes we talk about are actually using Shopify to build their businesses. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo. And just like Shopify enables the best athletes in the world to build their brands, they empower small athletes and creators as well. Shopify has helped millions of people in 175 countries around the world start a business. So if you have a business, want to scale, and sell online on all major social platforms, Shopify is the way to go. We hope this got you inspired. And if it did, make sure to check shopify.com/athleticinterest or the link in the description for a free 14-day trial of Shopify and build your business today. Thanks a lot for supporting us.